the presentation for today and the topic for today, and that is meal planning. If I do this, can you see it all?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how this whole presentation thing works. So good morning on the coffee chat, May 16th. Oh my goodness. So just some announcements. There we go. The next week, we're going to talk about the book, some information from the book Fiber Fueled, which goes along with the Eat Smarting. And we really just kind of want to touch base on fiber a little bit and get, for those of us that are going to do a cleanse or post-holiday, whether it's Victoria Day in Canada on the 24th, it's Memorial Day here in the US on the 31st. And, you know, we're heading into a new month soon. It's going to be here before we know it. And just if you want to get cleansed, we're going to do that. We're trying to kind of like just do them after holidays. And it really works out to be basically every 3 months. So just to cleanse your body, and we'll talk more about that. And just a reminder that Control Freak is going into the BOD library on the 24th. If you have got VIP early access and you haven't done so yet, you still have until the 31st to go and do the beachbodychallenge.com and fill that out and get your free tank, which is what I have on today. And then I posted this or sent it in the newsletter, the friend referral prize. So if you refer a friend and they join us with the Total Solution Pack, you get a free Living Fit Everyday tank, which is my coaching business. And then just a reminder that we have this sale on packs going through May. Whoops. So today we are talking about meal planning, and it's a system that I've put together based on the Ultimate Portion Fix. As you know, we're very familiar with that one, but it's 4 steps. So the first step, and we're going to look at these each, is you're looking at your goals. So the first 2 steps don't talk about food, because it's super important that we get a handle on our mindset, on what our goals are, and make sure they're realistic, kind of define them. We need to know why those goals are important to us. Instead of just saying, I want to lose 10 pounds, you've got to ask yourself why, because the real goal is that whatever is at the end of your why, right? I want to feel better in my clothes. I want to feel sexy again. I want to, I'm going on vacation and I want to feel confident in my summer clothes. And then what are your obstacles? We have to address the obstacles before we can get into the execution, because what are those things that continually trip you up that we can look at to have a plan of action? So when those things come up, you haven't, if that comes up, then I will do this. Or just the limiting beliefs, to reframe those. And they can become your mantras, become your affirmations. I absolutely believe if you don't do the step 1 and step 2, the meal planning easily can fall off track, and the actual sticking to it. Meal planning you can do, but then sticking to it is where a lot of people kind of fall off. So the second one then is your life. What does your schedule look like? What does your life encompass? We have to have that snapshot of that so that we can create your plan around your life. Too often we get too prescriptive in our planning, or you get a meal plan from someone and it really doesn't, jive with how your life plays out day to day. So I look at my schedule, and when I'm doing my meal plan, I factor that in. Like this day, I'm going to be super busy. I'm going to need a crock pot meal, or I need to the night before get things ready to go because I'm going to be out the door early. So we really want to look at those things. The steps 1 and 2 will really help you to make your meal plan. You can, execute it without frustration. Well, less frustration, I should say, because life, right? And then number 3, and I made this one pink because this is what people think meal planning is, all the be all and end all. It's really just, what am I going to eat? And do I have the food on hand? And then also meal prep. But this definitely is, critical, but you have to have some of the other factors. Hey, Deb. Hello.
Oh, hi.
Woohoo.
Woo.
So it's just getting started really with the first kind of like lining out the 4 steps that I'm going to go a little deeper into. And Deb is going to share some resources with us as well. So that was step 3. And then step 4, which brings it all together, and that is tracking. You can't stay on track unless you're tracking. Although I have to say that once you do this, you really start doing this consistently over a period of time, you get to really know what a balanced meal looks like, what your portions look like, what a healthy day of eating looks like. So you might not have to track as much. You might just do what's called spot tracking. So maybe you think, oh, I feel like my digestion's off, or I seem to be putting on a couple of pounds. I'm not feeling the energy. And so you might for a week, like do your tracking again, make sure that you kind of just like reel you back in, which is what the 3-day refresh does for me too. It really just kind of gets my mind back. And sometimes you have to reel me back in, right? The tracking also gives you flexibility. So in step 3, you have the structure. And then in step 4, you get the flexibility of what is your, you can kind of almost like intuitive eating. What do I feel like for breakfast? You have your dinner plan. And then I show you the tracking, then you'll be able to build out your day. And we look at the underlying principles in step 4, which is just to understand why we do this besides wanting to lose weight or get healthy. So the first step is your goals and your mindset. So we can't just create a plan and hope that willpower keeps us on track. We really have to look at those behind the scene things that tend to sabotage us. And I think it's really interesting. This kind of like, for me, just seeing this visual helps me understand like why willpower doesn't work all the time. It's only 12% of our brain power, of our conscious brain. Our subconscious is that where our records are playing over and over again. It runs on autopilot. So this can be, beneficial to us. It can also hinder us. So our beliefs and our habits, there's built-in protection factors that our subconscious brain, when it senses change or fear or apprehension, or you hesitate, we talked about this with our last book in the 5-second rule, our subconscious brain is like overpowering willpower. So we have to look at what are those limiting beliefs, especially those obstacles, like I mentioned, and then also the habits. So the thing that helps us with the subconscious brain in creating habits is that once you do it and make it a habit, you can put it, it kind of goes to the back of your brain. You don't have to think about it so much. It just becomes what you do, like brushing your teeth and driving to work and, folding laundry, all those things that we just do over and over and over again that become habit, but they can be unhealthy habits, or, and the same with the limiting beliefs. So we have to look at those things I talked about in step 1, your goals, why they're important, and what is going to challenge you or get in the way. And then step 2, again, super important, because we want to look at your life. Your life and your plan should be cohesive. Like your meal plan should fit into your life. So we look at your schedule. We look at, what does your life look like? What commitments do you have? What responsibilities do you have? Do you have kids, or do you have teenagers home? Do you have parents that are living with you? Do you have a house full of pets? And then, just what is your goal? And then figuring out what that means as far as your plan goes. So we want to look at this before we actually go into the build it portion. I want you to have a plan that you can achieve your goals and still be happy in the process. If you have this restrictive meal plan, and you're trying to, you got all this stuff happening in your life, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's time to eat. I got to eat this thing. It's like, or you're busy at night and it's like, oh, now I got to cook dinner. So we want to try to minimize that frustration as much as possible. And then again, we're looking at your plan. So that's personal. And if you haven't done this in a while, go through and do your calculation again. I've actually did this this week, and I'm moving brackets. I've hit my target goal for 2021. I've shed the 2020. And so now which is wonderful. I was thinking about this. Now I get to eat more. It's wonderful. I get more fruit. I get more carbs. And if you haven't looked at the food lists in a while, it's good to refresh your mind on what are in each of those categories. You might see some things, again, by variety, like I was talking about in the beginning, is important in a versatile, diverse gut biome. We have to be eating different fruits and veggies, and it gives you different fibers, different nutrients, and healthy fat. So if you haven't looked at your food list in a while, please do that. That is in your right on your tracker. So the step 3 is here where we kind of get into the meat and potatoes. Literally, we build your plan. You build your plan. So it's my mission to teach people to build plans instead of just handing them a plan. Handing you a plan is like your teacher, like you're in algebra, and your teacher is giving you the answers to the test. And so, okay, that gave me a really good grade on that test. But now I go out into life and I'm trying to apply these calculations and I have no idea how to do it. So what I want to do is give you the formula, right? To help you to do this in a way that is so easy and simple that it will be sustainable. I had to do that for myself. This is kind of how this got created. So I have, when building your plan, there's 2 types of meals. I call them a la carte and then recipe based. So a la carte is like your banana, yogurt, granola, you put it together, it's a meal. And really, so then on your grocery list, yogurt, banana, granola. Recipe based meals, generally I have those for dinner. Or you could you could use like we send out a weekly meal plan with some recipes for breakfast, lunch, snacks, and dinner. So you have recipes for all those things. And obviously you can use a recipe whenever you want. But I primarily do those at dinner. And then you can also make your dinners a la carte. So you're having, salmon, roasted asparagus, and sweet potato. So you want to put on your grocery list, salmon, asparagus, sweet potato. So that keeps it really, the a la carte really for me makes it super simple. Like I just throw these together and you can do these ahead of time. What this does, you identify 2 to 3 breakfast options, lunch options, and snack options. These are basically your a la carte. And I have to do this for myself because once upon a time my husband and I went 100% plant-based. So I need to make sure that I'm getting, balancing my meals with some protein as well. So when I have my Ezekiel toast, I might have 2 slices of turkey bacon. When I do my yogurt, fruit, and granola, I throw in a half a scoop of Shakeology. Hemp seeds has protein in it, so that helps with, and oatmeal does too, actually. So if you have any questions on that, definitely let's chat. But we want to balance that out and eat, a couple of different macronutrients together, your protein and your carbs and your healthy fats. Always have, and you can throw in your seed, you can throw on, avocado, cheese, whatever that for that meal. Keeping it super simple with lunch is leftovers. And sometimes it's a mixed green salad with leftover meat. And sometimes it's Shakeology if I've really, boosted it up and powered it up with veggies and healthy fats and maybe some fruit. And then snacks too, just making sure you have something that you can eat that's going to keep you satisfied in between a couple of meals. And then see, this is where the dinners come in. Just this, all I do is line this out. And then, so now you have buffet style options here. So when you're entering your day, you're thinking, oh, what am I going to eat? And I'm going to show you the bookending here in a second. So this gives you the structure, which gives you intention in your eating. You will, once you build this, have your grocery list, order your groceries, you have these foods on hand. You still have the flexibility in what you want to eat day to day, which gives you the freedom. So you're not stuck to a certain meal on a certain day, or if you don't feel like eating this, then you feel like you're falling off your plan. And we definitely want to treat ourselves. So your plan, I believe, should include treats. I factor those in at least once a week, sometimes 2 or 3. And that really just, it can be, one way I keep it super simple, and I'll show you in the tracking here. So we get to tracking, here we go. So you have your tracker right in your Beachbody On Demand. So it makes it super simple, and you're going in there and you're logging in your workout or whatever. It's a good time just to create yourself a routine where I'm logging in my workout, or I'm having my coffee and I'm going to do this bookending and building out the middle of the day. So you can do this both on your laptop, and it creates a virtual, a food journal. Let me see. Here's what it looks like on the laptop or the computer. So you have the tracking over here when you're on your Beachbody On Demand. It brings in everything that you've tracked on your phone. If you have a picture of these particular ones, I didn't add pictures. It will have the picture too. And what I like about this is it's really helpful if you're having issues with, seeing some results, or you feel like you're plateauing, that we can look at this. Well, what did your week look like? And we'll just kind of look through that. Now, obviously, you see on this day, I'm missing a couple of containers. And it's interesting, I just noticed this, because I track my meal my breakfast after I've had my breakfast, and then I also track my dinner, it shows up as the next one down. I didn't realize it did that. So I like that for that tool. And then okay.
That looks really neat because you're bookending the day, like you always say. You just, once you get your breakfast in, you get your dinner in because it's already planned. So it's a good way. It shows that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I was going to do it on my phone, but I'm having trouble here with trying to get it to work. I was going to bring my phone up and show you, but we'll just use this. Like Deb says, I log that in. I log in my dinner that I had planned for that night. So in this particular plan, because I increased my containers, I really, for a long time, only had 2 yellows. So I know that this yellow is for dinner, and I'm not going to eat it later, sometime during the day. I want to save it for at night so I can have that baked potato, sweet potato. And so when I log my breakfast, I log my dinner. Then I know I have the containers for my dinner, or those servings for my dinner. And then you can build out the day. So when you do this, you'll see on your tracker, it'll tell you the remaining containers you have left. So then I go in and you can do this, or you can do it as you're going through your day, but I kind of like to just build it out real quickly. It takes about 2 minutes once you get doing this. I know what I want for my Shakeology. I'm going to pick one of my snack options, and maybe have a salad with some meat on it. So I really build that up, and then I know what my day is going to look like. For me, that really frees up my mind. I don't have to worry about it. Now, especially this is helpful if you're leaving the house for the day. While you can do this for your breakfast, and then you can pack up your meals and take them with you. So the principles: why portion control, eating foods that you love, but in proper sizes. We're not here to deprive anyone. This isn't a diet. It's really learning how to nourish your body for your goals and also have energy. But we also want to eat the foods we love. When you are overeating, you actually stretch your stomach. There are sensors in your stomach, and when you are full, that's designed to tell you you're full. But when you're constantly overeating, the sensors kind of adjust to that. And if you're eating less, the sensors are like, well, we're not full yet. So we want to make sure we're eating in the right portions. That also helps with the digestion, because if you're overly full, you're putting a lot of taxing your digestive system. Your body can only uptake so many nutrients at a time. So if we eat too much at a meal, then what the body can't use and digest right then and there, it's going to break down and store it. So that it also helps with energy. Obviously, I don't know if you've ever like stuffed yourself, but I was like, oh my gosh, I just want to take a nap now. Don't really feel like going and being active. It also, with having the right amounts of food over the course of the day, your body you're able to like use it for energy versus like feeling weighed down by it. Your body can process that and utilize it better, which obviously helps your metabolism work more efficiently. And then principle 2, what does balanced macronutrients mean? It's really just this split. It's a scientifically determined split of your macronutrients, and that is your carbs, your proteins, your fats. And it's interesting, carbohydrates is the greater percentage. Our body really needs that for energy. It needs, our brains need it. And then there's a tons of micronutrients from your Shakeology. So that's like we get some micronutrients in the foods that we eat, like your veggies, your fruits, your healthy fats have some the vitamins and antioxidants, but we don't always get those at the levels that we need, which is one of the main reasons why I drink Shakeology, because I know I'm getting the adaptogens, the prebiotics, the probiotics, digestive enzymes, which are super important, antioxidants with help with all those free radicals floating around in our body, and the extra punch of fiber. Plus, I love the flavor. So, and then principle 3 is just cutting out highly processed foods and sugars. So we have to learn to create this healthy relationship with food by replacing unhealthy options. It's not that you can't ever have donuts, ice cream, whatever. It's just that we want to not, we want to reduce them. We don't want to eliminate, we want to limit. So because they're actually designed like in lab people with lab coats to have certain ingredients in them to be addictive. And so we just want to be careful of that. And obviously, if there's a food that you love, if you can have it be a healthier version of that food, like our pizza we have every Friday, the ice cream we choose Halo Top, just different things like that. You can have a chocolate. One of our favorites is Lily's. It has stevia as the sweetener, and it's just a really good quality cacao, however you say that. So we're not saying no to foods, we're simply saying yes to our health. So, hello, I'm ready for the weekend. I want to turn it over to Deb. First, if you have any questions on any of that, ask away. I also have this all like in more detail in this workbook I've created. So if you want this, make sure you let me know. And it has in the newsletter I sent out, it has a template like the one I shared as the sample. There's videos in the workbook that you can click on that I go over this again on each step, show you how I do treats, and it's just a good good reference tool. So
Thank you, Louise. I needed this refresh. It dawned upon me during the week going, uh-oh, I fell off the wagon, the food wagon, or I hopped on the food wagon. Maybe it's much more descriptive, but I needed this, and thank you. Yeah.
you're welcome. Good.
At least I was thinking about it. Now the challenge is action.
Yes. Yeah.
You
That's
again.
what it boils down to, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. Well, and that's the awareness that I love that, you know, it's not like you're shaming yourself. Hopefully you weren't. It's not like you were beating yourself up. It's just to recognize, okay, I'm kind of like, you know, my path is kind of veering off a little bit. It's time to like bring it back. And that's what I need too, at times. That's why I like the structure. I was thinking about, I see a lot of intuitive eating posts and things like that. And I love that works for people. I cannot do that. I need to have a plan just so that in my mind, I know, okay, it just tells me, it's like giving me that roadmap. I'm here, I need to get there. How am I going to do it? So then I have kind of, you know, a plan for my journey for the week. But having the flexibility.
I like the simplicity of your weekly plan. I get stressed out. Okay, I plan myself this particular breakfast. And like you, I'm going, well, I'm not in the mood for that, but I'm in the mood for the other. And here I have already filled out the week of my tracker, and I'm going, oh, this isn't working for me. You know?
Yeah.
I really like yours. And if you could share that, Louise.
Absolutely.
Could you share that, please?
You betcha. You betcha. So Deb, do you have your screen up?
Well, okay, so my laptop is not working well with the internet, but I have my app.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll give it a go of how I do it just with having an app. So
Perfect.
okay, so let me see. Share content. Screen. Share device. Wait. Now only if I can find my. Do you see my?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So what I do when I'm in a pinch, like I am here on the road, my sister-in-law is very good. She did the meal plan last week just for dinners. And then this week we were kind of winging it under a happenstance because of Mother's Day and stuff. But for us in our trailer, I don't have my laptop or the screen print, but I do use the feature under the nutrition program. So I go under programs and oops. So under the nutrition tab, so here we got all of our programs. It's featured, and I go through the nutrition center. And this is where I do get some tidbits on meal planning, because this is where you get the Fixate cooking show. And she's really good at having recipes. So you can sit here and just kind of cruise through, and she's got her breakfast and recipes. And under resources here, she does have some meal plans. Down here is her, what do you call it? Program materials. So you got tip sheets and then expert advice. So this is where I could pop into the blog a little bit, but I don't want to go there because I might bump you guys out. And then, of course, if you haven't done so, go in the monthly fix. And this is where she has recipes that she has not published yet. So her and her brother may have recipes and videos that they're just throwing out there, and they're just not, I forgot how many months, but they'll sit in here and then they'll migrate it into the Fixate recipe bank. But she has meal plans every month too. So here she has the May 2020. So if you get bored, you can come in here and just, you know, we provide, but here she already provides the grocery list similar to what Louise and I provide, and then plan A and plan B. So all of your meal plans are here already. So you may, if you get bored and you really want to get into it, you got some meal plans right here. Likewise with Alana. So she has her mindset menu, and this is where she has her recipe cards. And here is a whole bunch of different recipes to try. So, and I'm like, you know, like the a la carte, or you're having more structure, like an Instant Pot. Here is like, oh my gosh, I don't use my Instant Pot very much. So here's a recipe I could try using my Instant Pot. And what's really neat with Alana, she provides a lot of good tips. And I've used some of these tips, like substituting, especially with the keto lifestyle, and with cauliflower. And she too has, similar to Monthly Fix, like if you remember the new Nutrition Plus was the membership. And here she has her up and coming meal plans and recipes. So you go in here and then she'll have her meal plans. So this is what I do when I'm in a pinch and riding in the car going, and then I'll find something in here. And what it's neat is you kind of download it here. And I won't do that, but you can download the recipes into your library, or I put them in my notes. So anyways, that's what I have. And a while back, I did a video clip on there to show you the blog. And the blog, and then the blog, you go down and you go to the blog, and within the blog, there's a ribbon of black. And that's where you can find all the different recipes there on the laptop. So it's just take time to root around and see the recipes that you have on just available. And but just visit the Monthly Fix and the To Be Mindset menus, and you can find tons of stuff. Yeah, that's what I do on the road.
Yeah, you can do it on the road, you can do it anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Like just doing Zoom on my phone.
Awesome. Thank you, Deb.
Thank you, Louise.
All right, I will send out my little workbook. I definitely would love your feedback on it, because it's actually a course that I offer to people just to get them started. And I actually have a introductory group called the Fit Start. So if you know of anybody who is interested in learning to meal plan, needs that kickstart, they can jump into my Fit Start group. So just connect with me or Deb and we'll get them going. Any questions?
I don't have a question, but I agree with you about eating smart. Listening is a little bit better than at the actual reading. So what I do is I listen to it at work, come home, and then I look at the chapter and briefly speed read. But I'm learning so much. I thought I knew everything. God, I didn't. About fat. I mean, I've heard the terms, but he does an excellent job of explaining what's really happening and what is doing it to your body, as well as the foods you eat. I'm going, oh, okay. I mean, like, for example, he explained about the bile and everything, and I don't have a gallbladder. And none of the doctors said that all I was told was to be careful on fats. That was it. And
What does that mean?
I didn't think about researching in depth about what happens when you don't have a gallbladder, hypothyroid. So I got a double whammy here. And then the third one is that I was diagnosed many years ago for a non-alcoholic fatty liver. And so here I got three things, and listening to him about the function of your liver and everything, I'm sitting back, I'm going, well, shoot, why didn't the medical community help you or educate you about this other than writing out a script, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That it's great. I'm glad you pointed that out, because I love that this book, he is a doctor, and he had his own journey with weight issues, and he broke his hip, and it was all, he remedied everything just with nutrition. They don't teach much in nutrition in, to doctors when they're going through school. So that's why it's like, okay, be careful with your fat intake. Here's a strip, and bye-bye. And, doctors are great, but they just aren't, they aren't armed with the nutritional tools and data that we need at in-depth levels like that. So this book is wonderful for just getting a better understanding.
Absolutely. And as you know, my numbers have just gone down, and my doctor is so ecstatic about it, and so am I. And it gave me the inspiration to maintain it.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, thank you, Linda, because I screenshotted your post, and I had this gal who was like, okay, I'm ready. What do I need to do? I asked her about her goals, and hers was a lot of her doctor telling her their numbers need to improve. And I'm like, well, check this out. Like, this is what can happen,
Yeah.
Which is what we want. We want healthy, not skinny, but healthy.
Yeah. Now, all I got to do now is get busy and get my exercise in, even though I walk, but I need that cardio exercising in. So I'm feeling a lot better because there's more light.
Good. Yeah. I was sharing with Deb, I consider exercise like a supplement to our nutrition. Like, it helps metabolism, it just helps detox, it helps our feel-good hormones, it helps our brain, it helps our heart and our lungs, right? Yeah. And it feels good.
What is the name of the book that Linda?
Eat Smarter.
Oh, Eat Smarter. Oh, okay.
Eat Smarter by Sean Stevenson.
Okay.
And again, Audible, if you have it, super good. His voice is really nice. You'll go driving around just to listen to him.
I like his humor too.
Yeah. Yeah.
His metaphors are funny.
Yeah. Yeah. I love those. All right, ladies, thank you so much for joining us on a Saturday morning. If you have any questions that pop up, let us know. If you're not in the group, get in the group, and we will see you next Saturday, which is,
thank you, everybody.
Fiber Fueled.
Fiber Fuel. Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.